Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Secrets for an Inspirational Life. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have a really good, wonderful guest who's a dear friend of mine, and all my guests are wonderful, of course. But this one particularly has a really interesting story from having several different careers to finally deciding to be a personal trainer and helping people on a great level, really, especially in these times. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Kellie Ewington.
Hello.
Hi, Kellie. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How's the weather where you are?
Really good. I've just been out for a nice long run, so I'm feeling very fresh and ready for this chat.
How long was the run today? Because I know you do a lot of running, especially in these times.
I just did 5K today, but
Wow.
I'm trying to up my times of doing it. So yeah,
And do you do
it's
it
going
every
well.
day or
No,
not every day?
no, not every day.
And how are you finding it? And now people can't go to the gym, can they? So how do you keep up with the exercise? Because I know it's really important to you, as we were discussing before.
Yeah, I think I've just had to change it up completely. So I
Hmm.
do. Whereas before I did a lot of weight training, now I do a lot of body weight training. But it's actually worked out better. So
Okay, I'm
yeah.
going to ask you to explain that in a moment. But before we go on, I'd like you to tell my listeners a little bit about your story and how you got to where you are now to be a personal trainer.
Okay, so in my early 20s, I used to go to the gym casually,
Hmm.
not didn't really think into it too much. Just used to put my headphones on and just go on the cross trainer.
Hmm.
And so I've always had that as a bit of the background. And then I was in and out of jobs quite a lot from the age of 15 up until I was 25. Um, I decided I wanted to be a flight attendant.
And that's with the airlines, the major airlines.
Yes.
Hmm.
And that lasted one whole year and I absolutely hated it.
Where did you do? Where did you go? Did you do European or long haul?
European flights.
Okay.
But it just really wasn't for me. So I actually decided to go travelling. So I left there, went travelling for a few months, which I did kind of find myself. I come back
Mm.
and
Where
it
did you
was,
go? What countries did you go to?
I went to Thailand and Vietnam.
Wow. And how was that?
Yeah. Oh, it was lovely. I met so many different people from all around the world, and it was just, I would love to do it again, to be honest.
Do you think that's something that led also to your decision to change your life and your career?
Yeah, I think so. I think because I took that 3 months out to think about really what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
And I think sometimes you do need to take you know, yourself out of that busy life just to focus on yourself for a little while.
And see sort of greater horizons. I know that they always say that when people travel, it opens up something completely different inside them as well as outside of them. And I think looking at different cultures and different things, I think broadens the mind. I don't know
Yeah,
about you. I
yeah.
certainly did for me, but I don't know whether that's something that, because you see how different people live, don't you?
Oh, yeah. It makes you appreciate your life over in England a lot better, I would say.
Yes, yeah. And so how did you was it one of those eureka moments that you have where you think I'm changing my life now, or was it a gradual thing?
It was gradual, really, because when I got back, quite a lot happened in those few years anyway. Like my mum and dad split up, and the whole family just went crazy. So I think by the time I got back, it was a lot more settled. And then we started seeing each other a lot more. And it was you that said, why don't you get into personal training? Because this is the only thing that you've never given up.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, you were the one that gave me
It's,
the
it,
boost
it's
to do
my
that.
it's my thing. It's my. Well, I'm happy to have helped, but I always, I mean, people always have dreams, and I think we all have dreams, and sometimes they're asleep, aren't they? Um, we fall asleep sometimes, and we just need somebody just to say, well, you know what, actually, and that sort of wakes us up
Mm.
a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think if you don't have people around you that can't bring out the best in you or notice things that you're good at and you
Mm.
don't really notice them yourself, that can be quite hard to sort of have confidence in yourself, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes, I think it's for sure that's important. I think we have to somehow, and it's a very difficult thing, to surround ourselves with people really that help us. And that's not in a selfish way, but help us and we can help them. And we're mutually then lifting each other up. I think
Yeah.
if we're always lifting somebody up, then it's very difficult then sometimes for us to be lifted. So I don't know, did you find a lot of help around you? How did you feel supported? Or was it that you weren't supported that actually made you more determined to succeed?
Yeah, I would say from school, I've never really 100% been supported or been pushed to do a certain career. So I've always been quite lost
Hmm.
until I decided to be a personal trainer. So yeah, a couple of people did say to me, why don't you get into personal training? But at that time, I wasn't very confident in myself that I could do it. But the more, people that were surrounding me, like yourself, just pushed me to make me believe in myself a little bit more, really helped.
It does help, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The support system in our life is crucial, and not only in the physical sphere, but I think also mentally, that someone is there. When we're all having those mad moments in our life,
Mm.
and someone just to be there and say, you know what, actually, it's okay. It's just in this moment this is happening, but this is not the rest of your life. This moment is not the rest of your life.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And what is it really that you like about this personal training? What is it that you're trying to achieve with this career path?
I just want to promote a healthy lifestyle for people because, it's so important to look after your body. I mean, I'm 30 now and I'm already thinking of, when I get older and the health benefits and how to look after myself.
Hmm.
I think I just want to promote, yeah, more of a healthy lifestyle for everyone, really.
And do you actually, as they say, do you practice, what you preach? Do you lead a healthy lifestyle, and how do you do that?
I do, yes. I am very healthy with what I eat, but I also do, I am balanced. I'm not 100% because I don't believe in that. I think food is such a wonderful source, and there's so many different things you can try out there. And if you restrict yourself from taking, from taking all that, that can actually make it a miserable experience.
You mean like something extreme, like, for example, you're not allowed to eat chocolate, and that's it. When you restrict somebody, I think people then want to do it more.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they go on these diets, like you can get the milkshake diets or
Yes, I've
um
seen those. Yes.
yeah, and I just feel like they don't last very long. And if you know people are on them for like a few days, maybe a week or so,
Mm.
and then they just go back to eating more than what they started, so they're sort of setting themselves up to fail.
I understand, because they've missed the food so much that
Yeah.
it's human nature. When you miss something, then you want it more after, when it comes back into your life.
Mm.
So you're not a believer in that sort of thing. You're a believer, because I know you touch on nutrition with your clients, don't you?
Yeah, I think weight loss doesn't have to be 100% restricting yourself. It's just living a healthy lifestyle, just making a few changes, and it doesn't have to be a horrible experience for everyone.
So the majority of your clients that come to you, Kelly, what do they come for? Do they come for looking good, feeling good about themselves? How does the journey usually start with the clients that you have so far? What is it predominantly that people are looking for?
It's mainly weight loss, to be honest. I deal with quite a lot of females, and yeah, they just want to get more into, I would say, healthy habits as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And that includes eating healthily, keeping fit.
Yeah.
And do you start from the beginning? So when the client comes to you, do you give them, for example, a consultation, I suppose, and then you give them a plan? And how long is that plan? How long do you think that people need to do something before it actually is instilled into them? You know, without them doing it, well, I'll do it for 1 week and then they give up. How do you instill that lifestyle change?
I think obviously everyone has different bodies, they have different goals, they have different mindsets, and also different lifestyles. So all of this has to be put in consideration. You know, some people might not be as busy and they can train 3 times a week. Someone might have a very busy lifestyle and only get there, you know, once a week. So you have to put all of that into consideration.
So it is really sort of catered and created for the individual.
Yeah.
And it was always, I'm always fascinated with this, is what do you think um, prevents people coming into fitness, so to speak? I mean, coming into that lifestyle and wanting to change. What do you think stops people from actually wanting to change their life?
I think, I mean, even myself as well, sometimes you can put so much pressure on yourself. And it's kind of, you know, our bodies work in a way, it's an all or nothing situation. And just with, say, you know, oh, I'm going to eat salad for 7 days, that just
Okay.
automatically puts you in that frame of pressure. Whereas it doesn't have to be like that. It can start off slow, but
Hmm.
progress. You'll see much more results if you go in 100%.
So it's actually the results. Do you think the results are far greater if you remain consistent? So if you
Yes.
just keep doing something every day, as opposed to expecting some dramatical change in a week, so to speak?
Yeah, but you don't have to do it every day. It's just, you know, if you don't like going to the gym, you know, go and play tennis once a week and then maybe the next week up it twice. But a lot of people would put pressure on themselves to play tennis 5 times a week.
I
So,
do see that actually with my clients as well. It can become a little bit fanatical, and I don't know what it is. If it's, for example, I don't know, like a crutch, an emotional crutch, fitness, anything can become an emotional crutch. And I know that you especially deal with clients that have low self-esteem. So how does that fit in, this low self-esteem and body image within trying to get fit? And you know, there's this huge comparison these days with social media and everyone's comparing. So how do you help your clients?
I think for me, I'm very realistic with everyone. There is a lot of people that are on enhancement drugs. I mean, I was a few years back, I was training a lot more harder than the other girls, and you know, they look really amazing. And I kept on questioning myself, why am I not looking like that? And then I found out
Yeah.
they were taking, you know, steroids and stuff. And I think for me, you know, I don't promote that. I won't promote a quick loss because realistically, that's not how it goes.
Right. Is it sustainable? I mean, if you have a quick weight loss, I don't know, you know about this. This is your expertise. Can you maintain that? Or is it more maintainable if you do things gradually and keep it sort of consistent, like we said?
Yeah, it's more maintainable if you keep it gradually and consistent. I mean, you know, quite
Hmm.
there's, you know, when we go on holiday, we tend to go on, you know, fab diets and stuff like that.
Mm.
But you'll notice when people get back, they'll probably end up putting on more weight than when they first started, just because they've taken so much, you know, nutrition and everything out of the body.
Which makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So how do you deal with somebody who comes to you? I'm always curious about personal trainers and how they do it. And I know that you're very strict. I know that. But how do you deal if someone comes to you and says to you, you know what, Kellie, I feel absolutely crap about myself today and I don't know what to do. I don't like the way I look, I don't know how I am. How do you deal with that as a personal trainer? Because I know although personal trainers deal with things such as nutrition and physical looks, there is a huge element of people's emotional well-being connected to that.
Yeah, I think for me, it's really important to get to know that person. And, if someone isn't feeling very good about themselves, I will, we set goals and we make sure that we will meet them goals every time. And, if there'll be some days where my clients will text and be like, Kelly, I'm really not up for it. But
Mm.
it's in me to be motivational and to give them that pickup. And then they will come along, and then they'll always say at the end, Kelly, thank you so much. You've made me feel so much better. So not just physically, but mentally, personal trainers can be there for clients.
Yes, yes. Do you do anything else? Do you do life coaching or any other sort of motivation or coaching at all within your field of personal training, or is that something you would like to do?
It's not something I do, but I would really love to get into that, because I do
Ye-
feel like mental health and fitness go very well together.
Yes, we were talking about that, and how do you feel about that? How do you think that people could make that as a holistic thing in their life? What is the best way to do that?
Just trying to get into a routine, really. And also,
Hmm.
fitness doesn't have to be about going to the gym. If you once loved, I don't know, hockey or swimming,
Yeah.
go back to maybe stuff that you used to like at school. And it doesn't have to be even to do with fitness, be creative, or, you know, it just doesn't have to be boring. You can do something you love doing.
Whatever you feel good about
Yeah,
doing is the key, because I think if we love what we do, we're going to keep doing it,
100%. Yeah.
as opposed to being forced to do it. And it's not a punishment to keep fit, is
No,
it?
not at all.
No, it should be a
Yeah.
pleasure. So tell me, Kelly, with your clients at the moment, I suppose you're not seeing them physically.
No, so I'm doing a lot of FaceTime sessions at the moment.
And how's that
Yeah, that's
going?
going really well. Luckily enough, the weather's been lovely, so we've done a lot of sessions in the garden. Um, but yeah,
So you're videoing and they're
yes,
videoing, so you can see each
yeah,
other.
and I've been doing some
Well,
group videos as well, which has been quite funny.
oh, have
Yeah,
you? And how has that been
yeah,
successful?
yeah, it's been really good.
So that's something else to think about in this times, of huge change in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But I suppose it's something that, do you think you'll continue it? I suppose if you get clients from anywhere around the world, you could do these group sessions or one to one, couldn't you?
yeah. I mean, to do it around the world would be amazing. I think for me,
Mm.
it'll be, getting to meet different people, hearing their backgrounds, and, that would be amazing.
What are your plans for your career?
Ideally, I would like to have my own studio
Okay.
and hopefully combine, mental health and fitness together. So it'll be more of a personal studio than it will
Okay.
open for everyone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sort of like more of a one to one, and I don't suppose it's in a way VIP,
Yes.
because we are important as people, and I think we forget that. So you make everyone feel as if they are important. I think that's the
Yeah.
key also. And tell me, Kelly, what makes you proud? What inspires you?
Um, what makes me proud? I would say, I mean, this is going to sound a bit cliche, but seeing the changes in all of my clients, that just really makes me proud that I've helped them get to where they want to be. And
Mm.
I think there's quite a lot of people that inspire me. Anyone that's going through a rough time, or if I've been through rough times and they've turned around to me and said, this is going to open new things for you. And I just think, yeah, so many inspirational people out there. Um,
That we can learn from all of
yeah,
them, can't
yeah,
we? There's so many people that we can learn from, and people even in our everyday life. We don't know what anyone's going through, and I think it's important to know that each and every one of us has something to teach each
Yeah,
other.
I mean, even when I'm training
And
people and you can see that they're
mm,
ready to give up and they just push themselves, it amazes me because you can see it in people's, in people's eyes how much they just want to fight.
this is beautiful. I think one of the most beautiful things about humans is the fight of the human spirit, how it is so powerful.
Yeah,
And in a way, your job is that you are actually giving them the key to their power.
yeah,
That must make you feel
yeah, it really
amazing.
does. I mean, I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's
Mm.
just one of the most amazing feelings. And sometimes I'll come out of a session and I would get really emotional. It's just, yeah,
Oh,
I do love it.
what a wonderful job. And, I just think it's amazing that you can give people, in a way, their freedom. It's the key to their freedom to be
Yeah,
themselves. And this, it's a very rare thing these days, because the world tries to make you all the
they
same.
do. Yeah,
And this is the fundamental thing, is we are not the same, and the beauty is that we're not the
no,
same.
not at all. I think the world's very money driven as well. So there's a lot of people out there that,
Sadly,
yeah, there's a
yes.
lot of personal trainers that are just in it for that.
Have you seen that a
Yeah,
lot? And that makes you different, I
yeah, I would
suppose.
say so.
So you are not money driven. What are you driven by? What makes you different to, say, the personal trainer down the road?
I love to build rapport with my clients. I take people's emotional, experiences into consideration.
Hmm.
Um, I deal with each client on their own personal level. It's just not an all-round experience.
So it is very much a truly personal
Yeah,
service that you offer, to make everyone feel like they are
yeah,
worthy. That's important. So I think, you know, the difference is, do you make everyone feel like everybody else, or does everyone get to feel individual and unique with you?
individual and new, nope, unique.
Unique. Yeah. 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 I understand. I find that difficult as well. I've just practiced it more. But yes, I think that's amazing. Amazing work. Now, Kellie, tell me something to finish off. What can people do to help themselves at a time like this that we're in? And we're hoping that it's going to change soon. But in any case, in a time like this, or what can people do in general to help
I would
themselves?
say try and get into a routine, get up at the same
Hmm.
time every day if you can, have a couple of days off because it just gets boring.
Hmm.
Try and open your mind up to trying new things. Like I really didn't like running, but I've got into running now. So,
Oh, that's a
yeah,
good thing. Okay, so try something
yeah. I
different.
mean, even just going for a walk, I didn't realize how many beautiful
Mm.
places that I'm surrounded in until this has happened. So it's the perfect
It
time.
does, it does. Yeah, it makes you look at things
Yeah, it
differently,
really, really
doesn't it?
does. And like just, try and be creative, maybe do some painting, some gardening. This will, relax your mind so much.
It makes a huge difference.
And also not to eat bad food all the time because it will make you feel worse. I know that sometimes when I have weekends where I just feel like I need
Hmm.
to have a blowout because I am human and I do feel like that sometimes.
Of
But at the
course,
end
of
of it, I'll
course.
always feel worse.
Yeah, because nutrition is very connected to how we feel, and what we put in us is a reflection of how we look. I'm a strong believer in that as
Yeah, I
well.
am as well.
Yeah, and I think that, so I think general well-being is in respecting ourselves and respecting our bodies and giving our minds the time to rest, as you said, and to heal.
100%. I mean, this is a bad time right now, but I think it's a good time in a way. Maybe the world was going a bit crazy. I'm not too sure, but we can really reflect on
Yeah.
things at the moment.
In a way, always they always say, through the bad times come the good times, because sometimes we have to have a catalyst of change. We have to change as people. We've got to want to change. And I think it's given us the time to reflect on our
Yeah,
life and what's important.
definitely.
And that, however bad or however horrific the things that we as humans can go through, and we're all in the same boat because we all have our stories, something like this is sometimes
Yeah,
needed, as you said, and it's
yeah, I
crucial.
really think it is.
Even like with the personal training, it's not easy, is it, to be exercising for you to be tough with your
No.
clients, but at the end you get
Yeah.
fabulous results. That's just brilliant. Kellie, tell me please, where can people get in contact with you? And you're offering one-to-one, aren't you? You can do it via what sort of
I
methods?
can do
Tell
it over
me.
FaceTime, that's fine.
Okay. What about
Yeah, I can do
Skype
it over
or?
Skype. I've been using Zoom quite a
Mhm.
lot.
Okay, give me your details. Give the listeners where they can contact you, Kellie
So I
Ewington.
have an Instagram which is Kellie KELLIE .Ewington EWINGTON, or my email
Hmm.
address is kellyewington28@gmail.com.
Okay, say that once more, Kellie.
kellyewington28@gmail.com.
Okay, and anyone can contact you if they want advice, if they want to set up a personal
Yeah,
training goal. They are
yeah,
free
of
to
course they are.
contact
Yeah,
you.
especially now. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah,
Especially now, of course. Okay, anywhere
yeah,
around the
that would be
world.
great.
This is going everywhere now. The show's going everywhere. So anyone, anywhere on this whole planet that feels, then I certainly can vouch for Kellie, although she's very tough, I have to say, and very strict. But she's brilliant. Please get in contact with her via her Instagram or her email, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much for
Kellie, for
having
joining
me.
me today. It's a pleasure, and thank you everyone again for listening, and we will see you again next time. Lots of love and stay safe. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Secrets for an Inspirational Life, brought to you by your host, Mimi Novic. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast, and see you in the next episode. For more information about Mimi Novic and her books, music, and inspirational work, take a look at her website, www.miminovic.co.uk.